Good morning. How are we? How was your long weekend? Everybody enjoy themselves? Yeah, very good. You have snow yet? Is that what I'm seeing out your window, Hill? Not yet? Okay. Well, rearrange your room. That's always fun. Kind of mixes things up, right? Is it a fresh perspective? Hi, Jada. Yeah, a little bit. How have you been, Jada? Good. So while we wait a few more minutes to see who else is going to join us, take a look up here, you guys. We have 3 sentences with some mistakes in them. So last week, we have to think back about that present progressive tense that we were learning to say, I am reading, right? It's that ing thing, right? That we do in English. And we have to use the correct form of estar for that. And then we have to create that participle or that crazy word called a gerund, which I don't like that word. So see if you can figure out what are the errors in these and then pop them in the chat. And if you don't know, you don't know. That's okay. That's what you tell me in the chat. Is it tú está mirando? Is that correct? Is it Benjamin está leyendo? Is that correct? Nosotros estamos escuchando. Is that correct? What do you think? Tell me in chat. What do y'all think? Make some guesses. Okay. It's 6:26 after. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. I am going to show you a short video just to kind of refresh our memory about what we did last week. And then we're going to come back to this. Okay, clase? So please make sure that, very good, good answers in the chat. Please make sure that you can hear the video and that you can see the video, okay? And then we're going to, like I said, then we're going to come back to these 3 sentences real quick, okay? So be thinking. All right, here we go. Let me share. Make sure y'all can hear.
Hola, clase. Take a second to think about your answer to this question. ¿Qué haces en este momento? What came to mind? I'm thinking about lunch. I'm finishing my homework before Ms. Lopez collects it. So, what do these responses have in common? First, they talk about something that is going on right now, at this moment. They also use the English verb to be. and a second verb ending in ing, which is the form we call in English the present participle. Well, guess what? Spanish has a similar construction called el presente continuo that uses the verb estar and a form of the main verb that ends in ndo, called el gerundio. Let's look at some of the answers to my original question. Estoy pensando en el almuerzo. Estoy escribiendo la tarea. Do you see the pattern? Each sentence has a form of the verb estar.
Okay, so let's take a look at this real quick, you guys. So pensando is to think, right? Does anybody remember what the verb is to think? Is it, well, there's only three kinds of verbs, right? AR, ER, or IR. So is it pensir, is it penser, or do you think it's pensar in the original form? Is it an AR verb, an ER verb, or an IR? Good. Yes, it is an AR verb, right? And one of the clues that we have for that is right here. Right? This is how we form that past participle or that participle, right? The present participle. So if it's an AR verb, right, we get rid of the AR and we add ando, plus we need whatever form of estar. So this, you guys, is the same thing as our ing in English. Okay? So if it's an IR or an ER verb, like escribir, we get rid of the IR and we add yendo. Yendo. And again, this is the equivalent of adding an ing, right? I am thinking about lunch. I am writing out the homework. Okay, this is the ing. So for AR verbs, it's ANDO. And for ER and IR verbs, it's IENDO. There are irregulars though. Okay. All right, let's finish this up.
And the NDO form of the verb that conveys the action. Los gerundios are pretty easy to form. You start with the infinitive and then drop the AR, ER, or IR ending. For AR verbs, add the ending ando. For ER and IR verbs, add the ending yendo. Escuchar, escuchando. Ver, viendo. Escribir, escribiendo. AR and ER verbs that have a vowel change in the present tense do not have that change in el gerundio. Comenzar, comenzando. Volver, volviendo. E to I stem changing IR verbs, however, do change the stem vowel from an E to an I in el gerundio. Sirviendo, pidiendo, diciendo, vistiendo, compitiendo. Now, to talk about an action that is currently happening, you just pair up a present tense form of estar with the gerundio of the verb. ¿Qué estás haciendo ahora? Tere y yo estamos viendo una película. Las chicas se están vistiendo para ir a una fiesta. In this last example, you see one way to form el presente continuo with a reflexive verb. Se están vistiendo. You can place the reflexive pronoun se before the conjugated verb estar, or you can attach it to the end of el gerundio. Están vistiéndose. You'll need to add an accent over the participle ending if you do it this way. Another example of this. Pepe se está lavando las manos. Pepe está lavándose las manos. Atención! You do not use el presente continuo to express future plans or actions in Spanish. For that, you use the construction with ir plus a plus infinitive, as in, Elisa is watching television tonight. Elisa va a ver la televisión esta noche. And for the student or students who answered my initial question with, I'm finishing my homework before Ms. Lopez collects it, well, your time is up.
Okay. So that was a little recap, you guys, of what we worked on last week, and I hope to get that finished up today as much as possible. So taking what Miss Lopez said, let's come back up here, make sure you can see my Zoom screen behind me. And let's look at number 1 together. Tú estás mirando la pizarra. It's supposed to be you're looking at the chalkboard, right at the board. What's the error here? Anybody want to make a guess? What's the error? He'll got the error for that one earlier. Yep. Anyone else see the error in number 1 then? Is mirar. Mirar is an AR verb. So we have ando. So that's correct, right? That's our ing. What about está? Is that the correct form that goes with tú? What should it be? Not está, but tú. Help me out, you guys. If you don't know, that's what you need to tell me in the chat. Very good, Hill. It would be tú estás. Very good, Don Travius. Tú estás mirando, right? Because it's yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, and usted está. Okay, so, and then mirar is an AR verb, and so the ando is correct. That's the correct ing. Okay, all right, let's look at 2. Benjamín está leyendo un libro. So remember we said the verb was leer, L-E-E-R. Anybody remember what we said has to happen when you get those 2 vowels together, L-E-E-R? Very good, John Miracle. Very good. So our form of está is correct because it's el está. But we don't need this I here. It's just leyendo, right? It gets a Y instead. Okay. All right. How about number 3? What's wrong with number 3? Nosotros estamos escuchando a la profesora. How can we fix número 3? How can we fix número 3, clase? Yes, very good, Don Travis. So it would be nosotros estamos is correct, but it's the verb. Very good, John Miracle. The verb is escuchar with an AR. So our ing should be escuchando, right? We are listening to the teacher, escuchando with an ANDO because it's an AR verb. Okay. Muy bien. All right. Any questions there, you guys, before we move along? No questions. How was your long weekend for those of you who just joined us? Look, you guys, I put up a beach scene because everybody's got snow or cold weather or something or both. I figured we need some kind of beachiness, right? Instead of winter all the time. So clase, hoy es martes, el 21 enero. Y continuemos a practicar con el presente continuo. So we're going to continue practicing with this present progressive or presente continuo. I'd like to get it finished up today. We'll see how quickly we move. Okay. You guys just need to give me as much feedback as you can in the chat, as much as you can. Okay. Okay. If you are a note taker, then now would be the time for you to dig out some notes. or a document or something like that, okay? And especially if you were absent, okay? I'm just going to pull this up here. And again, this is what we talked about last week and what we just saw in the video. So this is the verb tense we use when we are doing something at the exact moment in which we are saying it, right? So there's a difference between using regular present tense, like taking a verb and saying, yo canto, right? I'm singing, or I sing, yo canto, I sing, versus yo estoy cantando, right? If I say yo estoy cantando, that means that's what I'm doing right now, okay? Versus yo canto, I sing, like generally speaking, I sing. I sing in the car, right? I sing at church, I sing, whatever, like generally. But if I'm in the middle of doing something, then this is what I need to say. And I think I reminded you guys last week, this is the most common thing you're going to hear among Spanish speakers. Okay, so this is a pretty important piece if you're going to understand what a Spanish speaker is saying to you. Okay, clase, I can't get this right. Or I can't get it the way I want it anyway. Okay, all right, clase. So let's look at this next one. So again, if you were absent and you want to just kind of jot yourself some notes, el presente progresivo is formed with the present tense of estar and then our ando or our yendo. However, and this is kind of going to be the focus for part of today, we have some irregulars. So if you are a note taker and you started some notes last time, you might want to add to this, okay? So here are some irregulars. And we talked about these last class. EE, notice, AE, right? AE. So when we form the participle or the gerundio, that becomes a Y. Okay, so that's an irregular. It becomes, we add yendo with a Y, because you can't have too many vowels in the mix, because then that's going to change the pronunciation of the word. So they went with the Y. Okay. If we have verbs, and we're going to look at some more of these, but if you want to jot these down in your notes, if you're a note taker, we have these verbs that change their spelling, right? So like dormir is going to become with a U, durmiendo. The rest of it is the same. It's an IR verb. So you get rid of the IR and you add yendo, that's fine. But the O becomes a U. Then we have some that the E becomes an I. Now, how do we know which one is what? Well, we don't, unless we memorize, unless we listen, unless we read, unless we practice. In other words, with time, okay? For us in the classroom, we just need to refer to these notes and stuff, right? So that we're not guessing. So dormir becomes durmiendo. Yo estoy durmiendo. I'm sleeping. Él está pidiendo una pizza, right? He's asking for pizza, right? Él está pidiendo. He's asking for pizza. So some of those stem changing verbs will change their spelling. Now, this is verbs from your textbook, the VHL stuff. It is in the module for you to access, for you to use when you complete an assignment or something like that, okay? I'm not going to go through all of these, but just know that you have competir, to compete, to say, medir, pedir, servir, and vestir. These are all the ones that go from E to I. Decir becomes diciendo. Then you have the O to U, right? Sleeping, dying, and being able to do something. Puedo. Okay. If we have, remember way back when we were learning about hygiene, and we said, I give myself a shower, or I brush my hair, my own hair, those were called those reflexive verbs. So this is how we form them, right? Or we can add them to the end. I'm not going to sweat those too much, other than to make sure that you are aware of them and to know that you have access to the same exact information to help you complete an assignment. Okay. All right. Any questions here? There's no other way around these irregulars other than to memorize them, which I'm not going to ask you to do. Okay. All right. Our verb to go. I showed you this one, the last time. It becomes yendo. So the whole word changes. Maria está yendo a la biblioteca. She is going as we speak. So if you don't have anything else added to your notes, this one is super important. We call them high frequency. We always use go, right? And so just know that that whole participle, that whole gerund becomes yendo. That becomes the word yendo. Okay. All right. So I just want to point out one thing up here. It says the present tense is used to describe habitual actions and events. So things in a general sense. Okay. Like, I eat pizza. Well, I do eat pizza. Generally speaking, I eat pizza. Okay. But I am eating pizza right now at this moment. Estoy comiendo. I'm currently eating piece of pizza. Okay. So the present progressive is used to describe actions that are going on, that they're in progress at the moment. That's the difference. And that's why, you guys, this presente progresivo or presente continuo, whatever you want to call it, is so important in your knowledge of Spanish. Okay. All right. Any questions? So what I have highlighted, if you're a note person, what I have highlighted is what you really need to know. Okay. About these. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing that unless you guys need me to keep it up there for a little bit. Let me know. If you need me to leave it up there, I will. But know that you have access to this. It is in the module, right? It's in the library module. Okay. All right. Okay, let's do something else. Again, that was just a review, just pointing some things out, especially if for those of us who were here last week, right? If you weren't here, once again, you guys can always watch those YouTube playlists from last week. And this stuff is all in the modules. Okay, muy bien. So we're going to practice with a little thing. Okay. Again, please make sure that you can hear and that you can see. Okay. I need to see something here on my end. Give me 1 second. I'm going to assume that's working. That's right. Okay. All right. Again, you guys, we're going to practice with this. Make sure that you can hear and that you can see, and be ready to type some answers in the chat. Okay. Oh, no, Kinsey, that makes me sad. Okay, número uno, ¿qué está haciendo la mamá? What is the mom doing? A, B, or C? Look at the question. Look at how it's formed. Make a logical answer. We don't even need to know what these words mean. Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Perfect, Hill. Perfect, Don Travius. Good, Kinsey. Exactamente. Ella está cortando el salmón, right? What is this mom doing? She's cutting the salmon. Está cortando. So remember, we're present progress, like something that we're doing in the moment. Okay. Muy bien. Okay. ¿Qué están haciendo los niños? What are the kids doing? A, los niños jugando con la pelota. B, los niños jugaron con la pelota. Or C, los niños están jugando con la pelota. A, B, or C. Very good, Hill. What are the kids doing? ¿Qué están haciendo? Very good, Don Travius. I need to hear from everyone. Jada, Kinsey, Serenity, A, B, or C. Serenity, Jada, A, B, or C. Or IDK. Come on, that's an answer too, instead of having us wait. All right, so let's look at this. So here's our question. Están haciendo in the present progressive. So which of these is also in the present progressive? Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Jada or Serenity or Kinsey? A, B, or C? Serenity? Very good, Kinsey. Right. So we don't even need to know what they mean, right? We just need to match the construction. Good, Kinsey. So what are the kids doing? Los niños están jugando. They are in the process of playing with the ball. Okay. Bueno. Let me get rid of my drawings. C should be the answer. Man, I wish Trey was here today. All right, so the question, ¿qué está haciendo el hijo? What is the little boy doing? ¿Qué está haciendo? El hijo está jugando videojuegos. El hijo jugó a los videojuegos. El hijo está mirando los videojuegos. A, B, or C? Good, Don Travius. A, B, or C, or IDK, right? You guys pop it in there. So we're not waiting. Good, Hill. Anyone else? Kinsey or Jada? A, B, or C, or Serenity? A, B, or C, or IDK? Okay, muy bien. So once again, you guys, let's look at our construction. Está haciendo, that's the question. So we should match that. So we had either A or C that would match the present progressive. And he's actually playing because he's got the thing in his hand. So it would be A. El hijo está jugando. Remember, we're looking for the same construction because we're trying to express what we are doing in that moment. Okay. Okay. ¿Qué está haciendo la mamá? La mamá abrió las cortinas, la mamá abriendo las cortinas, La mamá está abriendo las cortinas. Good, good, Hill. A, B, or C? I want to hear from everyone. A, B, or C? This is about helping you to identify. So like when you guys do something in class, it's going to help you come up with the right answer. All of these things are to help us identify and to hear, right? To make us think about how we construct these things. Good, Kenzie. Don Travius, you have an answer? Jada, Serenity? Good, Don Travius. Serenity or Jada? Pick one or an IDK. Okay, anyone else? Jada, that I heard from you? Okay, so let's look again. Jada, let me get your attention. Okay, if our construction is está haciendo, because it's like an ing. What am I doing right now? So if that's the case, I need to respond in the same way. This doesn't have that. This doesn't have that. This does. Está abriendo. So our answer is going to be C. Okay, our answer is C. Does everybody understand what I'm saying when I say construction? In other words, how these are put together, right? So the okay, ¿qué está haciendo la mamá? What is the mom doing? Like right now at this moment in the video, what is the mom doing? Ella miró los controles, ella mirará los controles, or ella está mirando los controles. A, B, or C? A, B, or C? Good, Jada. Good, Serenity. Kinsey? Don Travius, how about you? A, B, or C? Don Travius? Okay, so once again, está haciendo. That's what we use to talk about what am I doing right now. Está, and then our ing, our gerund, our participle, whatever you want to call it. So our answer would be C. Because we're trying to express an action that is occurring currently at the moment. Ella está mirando. As we speak, she's looking at the controls. Okay. Okay. ¿Qué está haciendo el niño? What's he doing? El niño está jugando en la computadora. El niño está mirando la televisión. Or el niño jugó en la computadora. A, B, or C? Jugando, playing. A, B, or C? Mirando, watching or looking. A, B, or C? Okay. Good, Hill. Good, Kenzie. Good, Don Travius. Good, Serenity. Jada, what's your choice? Okay. Yes. So he was playing on the computer. So B is correct in how it's made, but he wasn't watching TV, right? He was playing on the computer. Okay, so A was a better answer. Muy bien. All right, ¿qué está haciendo la mamá con el niño? What is the mom doing with the boy? La mamá lo está sentando en las escaleras. She's sitting him on the stairs. La mamá is gonna sit him on the stairs. La mamá sat him on the stairs. So is it A, B, or C? Good, Hill. A, B, or C? Good, Jada. Don Travius, how about you? A, B, or C? Good, Serenity. Good, Kinsey. Right. So she's currently, right? She's doing it right now because that's the way our sentence is written. They want to know what we're doing right now. Lo está sentando. She is currently right now sitting him on the steps. Okay, as we speak. Okay. ¿Qué están haciendo los niños? What are the kids doing? Están mirando la casa y saludando. They're looking at the house and saying hi. Miraron y saludaron. Or miraran y saludaran. Okay, which is it? Good. It's A. They are currently looking at the house and waving, right? Currently. Muy bien. ¿Qué está haciendo la mamá? ¿Destruye los videojuegos? ¿Está destruyendo los videojuegos o destruirá los videojuegos? A, B, or C? Good, Jada. Good, Serenity. Good, Hill. Good, Kinsey. Don Travius, did you answer? Yeah, she is in the process of, what is she doing right now? Está destruyendo. She's destroying currently, right now, as we watch her, currently destroying those video games. Okay, ¿qué está haciendo la mamá con los juguetes del niño? What is she doing with the toys? A, B, or C? Quemar is to burn, or right? So which is it? A, B, or C? Good, Hill. Good, Jada. Is she doing it now? Did she already do it, or is she gonna do it? A, B, or C? Very good. So A tells us she's in the process of doing it now. Está quemando. She's burning them. Boy, I wish Trey was here today. Okay, ¿qué está haciendo la mamá? She ran for the steps. She's running for the steps, or what? What, or C? A, B, or C? She ran for the, or she's currently running for the steps, or running for the steps. Muy bien. Ella está corriendo, right? She's running for the steps. Muy bien. ¿Cómo se está sintiendo la mamá? How is she feeling? A, B, or C? Muy bien. Little boy, el niño, right? No sé cómo jugar con una pelota. I didn't know how to play with the ball. So se está sintiendo muy frustrada. So you guys, the verb is sentir, which we looked at when we were studying how we feel. Como te sientes. Remember that one? Sientes. So this is one of those that the E becomes an I. So sentir becomes sintiendo, right? So se está sintiendo muy frustrada. She is very frustrated. Sí. Okay, muy bien. Did you like that video? Sí o no? You guys like that one? Give me thumbs up. I like that one. See, I did. I like that one. Muy bien. All right, you guys. Bueno, so any questions about how we form this presente continuo, this present progressive tense? Yeah, yes, me too. Me too. Any questions about any of that? Okay, so now it's your turn. We're going to try something. Okay. Well, let me get my slide ready. Let me see what time it is too. Just got to time this a little better. Okay. All right. So check out my screen. Okay. All right. Now I want to give you guys time to do some work today. So we're not going to do all of this. So I really need your attention, and I really need you to put in an answer in the chat, or if I call on you or whatever. Okay. So we can move quickly. All right. So let's take a look. So we need to decide if we're going to do present tense, like where we're speaking like in general, or if we're going to use this present progressive that tells us that we are currently in process of doing whatever the action is. Okay. So let's take a look here real quick. Let's do this first one together. Our verb is viajar. Does anybody remember what that means? Viajar. Viajar. Maybe you can look at this sentence and maybe kind of figure out what it means. Viajar. Jada, does that ring a bell to you? Kenzie, Hill? Anyone? What is viajar? So it means to travel, right? To travel. All right. So now let's think a minute. If I was to form the present progressive, this present continuo, to say that I am in the process of traveling, okay, or somebody's in the process of traveling, how would I form the participle? So we're talking about Roberto here. Now watch me, because I'm going to do this one first. And then you all are going to need to do the same kind of thought process here, okay? So we're talking about Roberto, which is the same as saying he or él, right, you guys? So if I'm going to take viajar and form the present progressive with él, with Roberto, then I need to say está, right? And then watch what I have to do. It's an AR verb, right, you guys? So what's the first step? What is the first step in forming my participle? You guys already know this. You did a worksheet on this. You did a practice sheet on this. What do I do first? How do I add the Spanish ing? Serenity, Don Travius, Kinsey, how do I add? How do I make this traveling? You guys already know how to do this because you did a worksheet on it and everybody did a good job. So you already know how to do this. So what's the first step? How do I form this? Yes, I have to make it ando. I got to figure out if it's an AR verb. How do I add this ando, right? So I get rid of the AR and I add ando. Viajando. That's my present participle. Okay. So let's look at our sentence. Roberto something every year to Peru. So Roberto travels, right? Generally speaking, Roberto travels. So AR verbs, OASA, right? Almost an on in the present tense. So Roberto viaja, right? He travels every year to Peru, generally speaking. He's not doing it right now. We're not saying that he's boarding a plane, but that's what he does, generally speaking. But today, you guys see the word hoy here? Today, right? Roberto, well, let me pick that up. Está viajando, right? So I'm going to just take this, right, and put it in my blank. So this is present tense. This is the presente continuo or presente progresivo, whichever we want to call it. This is our ing in English, right? Roberto is traveling to Spain right now. He's in the air as we speak. Okay. Questions? Okay. So let's look at number 2. Number 2 is Catalina, which is the same as saying ella. So she always buys or shops rather in Macy's. This is something she does on a, just generally speaking, she always shops at Macy's. So tell me in the blank, in the chat rather, how I would fill the blank. She always shops at Macy's. Like that's what she does. So what do I put in the blank? Good. Good, Don Travius, right? Very good. She buys at Macy's. We use the regular present tense whenever we're just talking about generally, right? Generally, she buys or shops at Macy's. Okay. But now, see our word ahora, but now, like right now, she is shopping or she is buying at Bloomingdale's. So what do I put in this blank? What do I put in the second blank? Because now she's doing it right now. Ahora. Ahora. This is our clue that she's doing it right now. Ahora. Is that all I need, Hill? Perfect, Serenity. Is that all I need, Hill? What's the first part of that? How do I say is? Is shopping or is buying? Kenzie or Jada? Good, Jada. Okay. Thank you, Jada. I mean, thank you, Kenzie. There you go, Hill. Right? So, está comprando, right? Ella está comprando. Right now, she is shopping at Bloomingdale's. Right as we speak. Okay. Generally, she shops at Macy's. But right now, well, ahora, she's shopping at Bloomingdale's. Okay. Okay. Last one we're going to do today is number 6. Okay. We always drink water with our meals, but now, right now, we are drinking pop, soda, whatever you all call it in Georgia. Okay. So how would we fill in the first blank? How would we fill in the second blank? We always drink water with meals, but right now we're drinking soda, pop, Coke, whatever we're calling it. It's nosotros. So what do I do for these blanks? If you don't know, you need to tell me you don't know. Okay, after you've given it some thought and you're trying. Jada, what do you say? Don Travius? Okay, what do we put in the first blank? What do we put in the second blank? It's an ER verb. It's an ER verb. Don Travius, we're on number 6. Number 6. Come on, you guys. If you don't know, that's what you need to tell me. How do we conjugate beber in the present tense with nosotros? There you go, Don Travius. So, bebemos, it's an ER verb. So it's E, emos, and N. So we always drink water with our meals, like generally speaking. But right now, we are drinking Coke. We're drinking soda. So now what do I do for the second one? Right now, while we're speaking, this is something I'm doing right now. How do I say? We are drinking. We are drinking. We are drinking. How do we do it? Anyone? Come on, you guys. Present progressive. Either tell me you know how or tell me you don't know how. What do you think? What do we do for the next one? Okay, Don Travis, what's the first half of that? How do we say we are? We are. Remember, it's 2 parts, right? There you go. Very good. All right, so we would say estamos bebiendo. Estamos bebiendo. It's an ER verb. We get rid of the ER. We add IENDO. And we have to have estamos. So again, you guys, it's the difference between what we do generally speaking. Like we generally drink water with our food, but right now, today, we are drinking. We are drinking. It's that ING in English. Okay. All right. Questions, preguntas. Well, you guys did real well on the very first practice sheet that you did. Okay. So what I would like for you to do is to meet me in Canvas. Can y'all meet me in Canvas real quick? Mine's loading. Okay, give me a thumbs up, you guys, when you're ready and you're good to go. I'm looking in GoGuardian, but I don't see all of your screens, so I need a thumbs up from you. Yes, thank you, Serenity. Thank you, Jada. Don Travis, okay, Gil, thank you. Thank you, Kenzie. All right, so we are in Unit 6, right? We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. So, let me share my screen. Okay, so we have, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that to 15 minutes or so. Just a reminder, we need to do this visual translation for paragraph 2, if you have not turned that in on the Latin Musica Latina story. You have a visual guide here. These are your resources right here, those irregulars, right? Well, this first bullet point tells you how to form the regulars, and then you have the irregulars. So you have that in your module that you can open up and use as a guide. Then we had these screens, right? If you wanted to go back, same things. If you prefer to do this one just gives you more, right? So if I were you, I would open something like that up. Most of you have already turned in this practica, and you did a great job. Great job. Okay. We just need to understand what's the difference between the present tense and this present progressive tense. Okay. Today, this is your assignment. Okay. If you haven't done any of those, then you need to make sure you get them done. But this is easy. So let's look at the instructions together. Listen to the questions as many times as you need. So you guys, this is similar to what we did in the Ed puzzle, where you're looking for the construction. But in the Ed puzzle, we could see the construction. This is listening for the construction, okay? You're going to respond in Spanish as though someone is asking you the question by using the correct form of the present progressive, okay? So for example, if you hear, ¿Estás caminando en el parque? Are you walking in the park? ¿Estás caminando? That's our construction. ¿Estás caminando? Then you would say, because it's estás, it's tú, right? It's asking you. And so you would say, sí, estoy caminando en el parque. Yes, I am walking in the park. So estás, you are, becomes yes, I am. Estoy caminando, or no, no estoy caminando. Okay, any questions on these instructions? Okay, so I would like for everyone, if you start now, you can get this done before you leave because there's only 3 of them. You want to make sure these things load, like it should look like that. You can listen to this as many times as you want. You're going to come down here, you're going to hit insert, meet upload. When you come to upload, you record. It'll ask you if you want the camera. You turn off the camera, and then you start recording your answer. Okay, once you record it, then you submit it, and then you submit your you do the rest, and then you make sure that you come down here and submit. Okay, any questions? Okay, I would like for you to start that. I'm going to be quiet, and then if you can ask me any questions, and if you need help, like figuring out how to do that recording, I'll help you out. Okay. So the practica, the recording assignment, and then you got to finish that visual translation. On Monday, we will be quizzing on this, just FYI, okay? Very good, Kenzie. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna show you something real quick if you guys can see my screen. Remember last week I told you that my niece, I was gonna have new baby niece. Kenzie, can you see my babies? Yay! So he's 2, a little over 2, and then we just had our little girl. They named her Marley, right? And that's her shortly after she was born. And that's her and Big Brother. So we got a new baby. Yeah. Yep. Babies. I know, me too. Right? They're so cute. Yeah. Okay, how we doing? We have about a minute left, so if you guys have a question, now would kind of be the time. Okay, last thing I would leave you with is make sure that you are good on the schedule. You know, the schedule's a little different this week because of yesterday, right? So nos vemos jueves. I'll see you on Thursday. And just reach out if you have a question. Monday, we'll quiz over this. Okay. Okay, guys, go enjoy the snow. Have fun, stay warm, right? Has it started out there, Hill? Is it snowing yet? Jay, does it snow where you are? Yay, good for you. Okay, you guys, go enjoy the snow. Okay, adios. Nos vemos jueves. Have a good day. Go enjoy the snow.